Welcome back, YouTube. Slightly different video today. I know the past videos have been very vloggy, very what I've been up to on holidays, Christmas, etc. Whereas this one, and probably the few after this, are going to be slightly shorter form and a bit more informative and educational, because it's all well and good seeing what I get up to on holiday and what my Christmas looks like. But as a fitness coach and a physique transformation specialist, it doesn't really provide much detail and information on how to do it yourself. So with it being the new year, 2025, I thought today's video would be a good one in regards to how to choose and look for a coach in 2025 and what you should really look for when choosing your coach. And by no means is this a plug to say choose me as your coach, unless you want to. Maybe it is a bit of a plug, to be fair. But I've made a list in regards to if you are someone who is entering the new year and thinking, you know what, it's probably time to up my game and take my fitness journey and physique a little bit more seriously. So this video should hopefully give you a bit of clarity in regards to what you should look for. So I think the first and the most important one for me personally, and this may be controversial, but it's quite simple. Do you feel like you could get on with them as a friend and, you know, as a person? Okay, I think this is massively overlooked, and I think, you know, looking at a coach, I've got a coach myself, and I think, yeah, you're my kind of guy. I could probably, you know, get on with you well. I could see myself working with you, and, you know, are they personable enough to actually want to work with them? You know, it's all well and good someone being in the best shape ever and, you know, got thousands and thousands of results, but if they're a bit of a dick and you can't really see yourself resonating with them, nor, you know, just gelling with them in general, you know, because obviously you're going to be working together closely. So the first one is, you know, do you get on with the coach? Would you get on with the coach? Would they be a person that you'd like to obviously spend time with? Because you are going to be spending and communicating with them quite a lot. So that's my first one, and I'd arguably say the most important. You know, can you see yourself getting on with them? Second one, which again arguably is just as important, what's their track record like? Do they have proven results? Consistent proven results as well. You know, if you're someone who is looking to, I don't know, just lose, you know, a few pounds before a holiday and maybe drink a bit more water and, you know, get to bed a bit earlier, then by all means, and this is not to belittle other coaches, but there are many people and coaches that can provide that. But if you're looking for someone to completely transform your life and completely transform your physique, then, you know, there's different coaches that you can go with, and I'd say a lot of people do want both things, but obviously if you can get the two in one, win-win. And, you know, obviously looking at a coach's results and testimonials and what people have actually said about them is a very big factor when choosing a coach. You know, have they got proof that they are, you know, doing what they say and claim that they are doing? I think with Instagram nowadays, there's a lot of people, I'm not even going to say the word coaches, there's a lot of people claiming to be coaches because they've done a, you know, a photo shoot or a transformation before with another coach, and then all of a sudden they've just banged in a type form or a link in their bio saying coaching inquiries below. And, you know, they might not even be qualified, they might not even be in the industry, they've just managed to get a good result and they like the gym. So I think it's a very sketchy industry that we're in nowadays where people can blag it. And by all means, people probably can get good results as well. And this is not to dismiss that their knowledge is good and they know how to get someone in shape. But I would just always be mindful that, are they qualified to do what they say they do? I think it's the most important one. And do they back what they say they do as well? Do they have results? You know, it's I've spoken about this before, but if you were to buy a car, for example, from a very dodgy looking garage, which has only got like 2 cars outside the front, and there's not much information about them on the internet, or they haven't got any reviews or anything like that, would you buy that car? Probably not. It can be very similar with coaching. So just make sure the coach that you choose to go with has got proven results, and, you know, the clients that they've worked with are saying it's been a good experience, I think is the most important one. You get results and it can also be a really bad experience. So combine the two and you should be on to a winner. Number 3 is obviously the kind of the coaching style and your goal as well at mine. And this kind of goes back to, you know, what kind of result that you want. If you want, like I say, a more habit-based coach or someone who's just going to help you lose a few pounds and feel better in a, you know, a t-shirt over Christmas, over summer, then by all means, there's coaches for that. But if you want to completely, you know, transform your physique, I think Knowing what your goal is very important as well. And knowing exactly where you want to be in a certain amount of time can massively help your decision with what coach you go with. For me, for example, I'm choosing to go with AJ, my coach, because he's got proven evidence of good results with people on stage, and I'm obviously competing this year. So my goal is to jump on stage for the first time, and someone who's done that multiple times, that is my goal. If you're someone who wants to get into the best shape of their lives for a photo shoot, for a holiday, for a wedding, and someone else's, you've seen the results of someone else's transformation, then that's probably your go-to. Again, your goal will dictate your coach, I think, at the end of the day, is what I'm trying to say with point 3. Number 4, kind of not too in-depth, but that kind of coaching style, I guess. Do you want someone who is just, straight to the point, here's your meal plan, get on with it, see you next week? Works quite well for some people. Or do you want someone who's maybe a bit more in contact with you, from day to day, who's going to give you that support, on a regular basis if you've got questions, if you've got, queries, or you want to understand why we're doing a certain thing. I think this is my biggest thing as a coach personally. And I'll always say to new guys that come on board that my biggest ethos as a coach, and if you are listening to this who is a current client, you'll have heard me say this on the onboarding and discovery call, that my biggest ethos as a coach, and as to why I think my clients get such good results, is because I explain the process, I explain the reasons as to why we're doing certain things, as opposed to just giving you a meal plan or a training plan and saying, get on with it, good luck, see you next week. Any problems? You have to wait till next week's check-in. Have someone who's going to kind of guide you through it and educate you through it as well, because I always say if I've done my job correctly, within 6-12 months, you can go on and do this by yourself time and time again. So I think that's a very important one as well. Have someone whose coaching style suits, your needs essentially. And then I suppose the last one, well, there's 2 more to be fair, but this kind of last one ties into one is, again, just reputation. I suppose is very similar to number 2, but reputation and reviews. Are someone who's quite reputable within the industry. And again, this is not to belittle up and coming guys, because there's a lot of coaches that are coming through the grassroots, so to speak, now, which obviously they're not going to have, loads and loads of results. I didn't, when I first started, have loads and loads of results. So you've got to appreciate the guys that are coming through. That they're not going to have many results, of course, but do you know them firsthand? Do they, resonate with you in a way that you feel like you can see yourself working with them? Do they not necessarily live and breathe the gym, but do they show interest in the gym regularly? I think these are all important things as well. And again, it's just someone that you can, for me personally, if I know someone likes a certain taste of music or something, I know I'm probably going to get on quite well with them, because you can, relate to things like that. And that's a very silly kind of example, but things that you can find alignment with your coach, I think will work well. And, do they have a lifestyle or, just general reputation that you want to kind of fulfill as well? So, I think for me personally at the minute, as a coach, if an outsider looking in, if you're not, if you're new to my page, I know I've got guys and followers who have followed me for a few years, so they know that I'm, a little bit more flexible when it comes to nutrition and maybe going out on the weekend. Whereas at the minute, if someone tuned into my page now on Instagram or YouTube and they saw that it was very bodybuilder focused, that might scare them off. And this is obviously the slight risk that I might have to take if I, want to attract more bodybuilder style clients or more lifestyle lifestyle clients. At the minute, if people come onto my page and they see that I'm living chicken and rice twice a day and, not going out as much on the weekend, that might scare people off. So again, someone else might be a better fit for you during this current time. That's not to say that I don't know how to coach lifestyle clients as well, by the way. And then the last one isn't a point, but it's more kind of red flags and things to avoid when looking for a coach. I think the first one, and this is not a direct one, because again, going back to what I said before, that if there's a new coach coming through, they're not going to have heaps and heaps of results. And, I'm very grateful for the first group of people that worked with me, because obviously they put their trust in me from day one. And that's how I kind of built up my results over time. Whereas the only difference is now I've been doing this in the fitness industry for 6 years now. So when I started, not every single person on Instagram wanted to be an online coach. So there's a very big difference now, whereas I think you do have to be a little bit more careful, because like I said to you before, there's people, and not even qualified people, and people that claim they're coaches and PTs just putting in a link in the bio to say, sign up for coaching. And obviously people can be naive, and if they look good and they look the part and they post regularly and maybe give a bit of education on their stories, temptation might be there to sign up. So I think just making sure you find someone who's got skin in the game, I would say. Yeah, you don't want to look at people that are just kind of marketing 8-week shreds, 10-week shreds, 12-week fat loss phase before summer, like all the time. I know I've done and I will continue to do kind of 12-week challenges, but the coaches that are just doing that with very little results and maybe don't have many clients, as it seems, are probably just looking for your money as opposed to actually getting you a good result. Because these kind of quick fad diets and extreme crash diets are firstly quite unsafe, and they can be quite detrimental to your mental health, your physical health, and just your kind of overall outlook on fitness. So I'd avoid people like that who are just banging out 12-week, 8-week. I think I actually saw a 6-week shred one today as well, which again, they work. But if you want serious results and long-lasting results, you're probably better going with a coach who actually wants to coach you to get you a result, not just to get a paycheck. And then the final red flag, which again, I suppose you wouldn't know about until you signed up with them. I suppose the coaches that would be very chatty in the DMs from day one are also the ones that want to try and take your money. Whereas, a coach, if they're still and I've heard this firsthand from past clients and previous clients, and current clients with past coaches, where they are waiting, 2, 3, 4 days, maybe even a week before they get a reply from their coach. So avoid people with poor communication. But again, this is quite a hard one because you probably wouldn't know that until you signed up with them. But if you maybe get a month deep and you think, why is he taking 3 days to reply? Then that's a red flag, but you've probably already left it too late because you've already signed up with them. So yeah, they are my 5 things to look for if you are looking for a coach in the new year, and also the red flags as well. Bit of a different video this week. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. And again, I suppose it's a little bit of a plug, to be fair, because I like to think I've got results. I'd like to think I'm quite a personable person. So if you are interested in coaching in the new year and you want to get into the best shape of your life, then by all means, shoot me a message on Instagram or click on the link below in the comment section and I will be in touch. But apart from that, guys, regardless if you choose a coach or not, I hope you all have a fantastic new year. Set some big goals, set some goals that scare you, because they're the ones that will make you feel unstoppable and proud of yourself at the end of the day. See you soon.